Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. In this bulletin, Fiji creates history by winning first FIFA Under-20 World Cup match. Former Police Commissioner Sala Teleni is Fiji's new diplomatic envoy to Papua New Guinea. And joint Fiji reporter ILO meet in Geneva could be in jeopardy. The Vodafone Fiji football side created history moments ago, winning its first ever World Cup match at the FIFA at the Under-20 World Cup in Christchurch, New Zealand. The Fijian boys made the country proud, thrashing top-rated Honduras 3-0 in a match that has been described as shocking and something special. The Fijians shocked the football world with 2 goals in the first 20 minutes to Josefa Vervo and Saula Wanga. Vervo neatly finished off a setup by Setereki Hughes to give Fiji the lead. Saula Wanga grabbed the second with a rebound from Vervo's first kick, while Antonia Tuivuna scored the third goal for the Fijians with a header late in the first spell. Fiji's next match is on Sunday against Uzbekistan, which lost to Honduras 4-3 earlier in the week. Today's magnificent win means Fiji is still in the running to progress to the next round of the World Cup. Former Police Commissioner Sala Teleni is the country's new High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea. Teleni took the oath of allegiance in the presence of President Ratuepeli Nailatikau this morning. Teleni replaces Romano Tikotekoda, who resigned from the post in March. Teleni was Fiji's former ambassador to China before he joined the Pacific Islands Development Forum as a special advisor. He is currently the chairman of the National Security and Defense Review Committee. Teleni is expected to move to Port Moresby soon. A joint report to be presented next week to the ILO governing body in Geneva by the government, the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation and the Fiji Trade Union Congress could be in jeopardy. FTUC General Secretary Felix Anthony reported on social media that they have filed a separate report stating their concerns and the lack of good faith. Maggie Boyle with the story.
In March, the Fiji Trade Union Congress, government and the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation signed a tripartite agreement. In accordance with the ILO, the agreement is aimed at the three parties working together on a review of labor laws, in particular addressing the freedom of association and collective bargaining issues. Last month, a series of meetings were convened to form the Employment Relations Advisory Board, ERAB, made up of all three parties to discuss and deliberate on a joint ILO report. According to FTUC's Felix Anthony, despite the expiry of the deadline to submit a joint report, government yesterday emailed a draft report which they disagree with and have refused to sign. FBC News spoke to the Minister for Employment, Chiochi Conrote, who says he has not been officially informed of any withdrawal of the trade unions. Conrote says given his presentation is scheduled for next week, there is still time for negotiations. Anthony goes on to say that the union not only fights for the dignity of workers in their workplace, but demands dignity in any process to restore workers' rights. Questions sent to FCEF CEO Nesbitt Hazelman, who was part of the delegation currently in Geneva, remain unanswered. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fiji has secured a grant of $3.8 million from the Forest Carbon Partnership Facility Red Plus Readiness from the World Bank to support our efforts with the Red Plus program. The grant facility was launched in Suva last night by President Ratuepeli Nailatikau. Red Plus stands for reducing emissions from deforestation degradation, plus benefits to local communities. Ellen Stahls reports.
It's one of the ways and methods that countries like Fiji are taking up to combat climate change and reduce carbon emissions.
The grant will therefore enable Fiji to strengthen the implementation of REDD Plus activities, including aligning the framework to meet the international requirements for the implementation of REDD Plus at the national level.
The grant facility is a mechanism under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Its purpose to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. There are hopes that the implementation of this program will result in poverty reduction and shared prosperity.
We are expecting that this REDD initiative is extremely timely in the country right now, as it will contribute to both climate change mitigation actions as well as disaster risk management in the country.
Red Plus also helps to protect Fiji's endangered species and forests, and it also compensates forest owners for conserving their forest resources. Red Plus will now meet with a team from the World Bank to discuss issues relating to the implementation of activities agreed upon under the grant. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Commuters using the Suvarnabhumi corridor are being advised to allow 30 minutes for delays caused by roadwork. The Fiji Roads Authority says their projects are causing minimal backlogs along the Kings Highway during peak hours. Edwin Nund reports.
Contractors working on the highway have been told to keep delays within 15 to 20 minutes.
We're not allowing for any more than that. If that's happening, then we apply other measures to make sure the traffic is moving, and we have more traffic controllers who would positively move the traffic through. We then get the police on board and we get the LTA board.
FBC News was taken to a site in Makoi, 8 miles Nasinu, where as peak hour loomed around 5 p.m, there was barely any congestion caused by roadworks. However, just up the road near a traffic light, there was a backlog and vehicles started to pile up. This, according to Zaina Khan, is the result of a thriving economy.
If we took an honest look at peak flow, traffic, congestion in Fiji overall, everyone can see a lot of people have bought new vehicles. Those that used to have no car have one car. Those that had one car have got two cars.
She adds travellers can be proactive and be on the road earlier, catering for about a 30-minute delay.
All this environment is a competition for us getting in our utilities. It's a competition for the cars to stay on the road, and it's a competition for the construction to proceed.
As for traffic jams after work, what's the rush?
You know, going home in the evening, you're going home, right? Relax. You will get home.
It's a little after 6 p.m. in 6 miles Nasinu, and along this stretch of road on any given night there could be a traffic jam. Cars and buses backed up all along the way, but there isn't any such traffic tonight, and the FRA says this is because of their traffic management system, which is activated whenever there is a backup. When there are congestions, according to the Fiji Roads Authority, it's because there are just more cars on the road. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Singatoka Riverside development plans revealed.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
Police are appealing for information that could help identify a man who could assist in the investigation of the alleged murder of 21-year-old Saula Sudhu in Suva late April. Investigators are trying to identify the person who is seen on the security camera footage from inside the nightclub. Information gathered so far claims he was one of those seen with Sudhu on the morning of the incident. Sudhu was found lying unconscious in front of O'Reilly's nightclub in the early hours of April 26th. He died while being taken to CWM Hospital. Anyone with information related to Sudhu's death is requested to contact the Totongo police station. 26 children who suffer from chronic heart disease today received $250 each from the Children's Heart Foundation. The money was collected during the Walk for Life fundraiser in March. Savara Tumbo reports.
The 26 patients receiving the money are currently undergoing treatment, and some have already undergone surgery. Tears flowed freely as the money was handed out. It's a blessing for most of the parents who come from afar to get treatment for their children, helping ease their transportation and accommodation problems.
I don't know how to express my feelings this morning. I'm happy, and I'm very happy.
Anita Wati came all the way from Sambeto in Nandi. with her 3.5-year-old granddaughter, Avani Avantika.
I'm looking after her, so I'm very happy.
Sakiwa Sakuroi, father of 3-year-old heart patient Numaindibo, is thankful for the operation team from Australia.
Proud for the team that has been coming here, visiting on Fiji. Thank you for the contribution that they have made here in Fiji, because for us here in Fiji it's very hard to take our little ones to overseas for the operation.
Minister for Children, Rosie Akbar, shared the same sentiments.
Seeing the smiles on the faces of the parents and the children who have come out from surgery speaks volumes, and we wholeheartedly thank the team from Australia for coming this far to operate on our children, who normally would have had to travel overseas at a much higher cost to get this done.
In addition to funds from the Walk for Life, the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation donated $5,000 to the cause. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
Patients from the St. Giles Hospital are finding it hard to be accepted back into their homes and communities. St. Giles Medical Superintendent Dr. Penny Mbiukoto pointed this out during a visit by the Assistant Minister for Health to the hospital today. Ali Kimbia has more.
Staff at the St. Giles Hospital are doing their best every day for patients treated there to be accepted back into their community.
The support system varies between individuals. Okay? But for those whom we have problems finding housing for them, these are the individuals who have no or very little support system. And this is a consequence of the effects of when they were mentally ill on the family system itself.
With about 80 patients currently undergoing treatment at the hospital, the Ministry of Health has confirmed that there are plans in place to cater for those who have been discharged.
The Ministry will have to look into that, ask the government maybe in next year's budget for a separate budget to do this special care home. Their request is taken on board and we will do our best. And of course, on the same token, I would like the family members to support their loved ones.
The St. Giles Hospital is also embarking on a new reformed program aimed at improving their service delivery to patients that are admitted. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Singatoka Town, one of the smaller municipalities in the country, is experiencing an economic boom. The town marked its 79th anniversary today, with the Minister for Local Government, Parveen Kumar Bala, revealing plans to develop the riverside. Christopher Chand reports.
The town boasts two vital sectors, agriculture and tourism. But lately there's been a surge in the number of investments.
One of the major supermarkets in the country has also decided to construct its own building. This should be completed within a few months' time. I've been also reliably informed that Barbuk Center is also planning for a major development next to the National Fire Authority.
The local government minister says they are looking at the possibility of reclaiming land near the Singatoka River to carry out further developments.
And I have asked the CEO and the staffs of Singatoka to provide me the measurement along the river in front of Jacks. Because I've always believed in that land is money. And, once we have the development, then the council can generate revenue.
This is the second year a celebration is being held to mark Singatoka Day. The anniversary will conclude on Saturday.
For Singatoka, as you have all gathered to celebrate Singatoka Town's achievement and its 79 years of inception. I'm proud to be part of the celebration.
The development boom is a sign of confidence and an opportunity for further growth. As the town looks back at its past today, it's also looking to what it can become in the future. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji's only glassblower, Alice Hill, was hosted by the British High Commission at their official residence yesterday. The former UK citizen displayed her latest hand-blown glass collection for public viewing. She started her business Hot Glass Fiji 2 years ago, inspired by the niche market for arts and crafts locally available. Hill says she expresses Fiji's ocean and rainforest through her art. Her exhibits are sold to tourists and locals as well. Alice Hill was previously in the scuba diving business for 9 years. And on that note, Jamie joins us now with sports and more on the Vodafone Fiji Under-20 side.
That's right. If you heard frantic screaming between 4 and 6 p.m. this afternoon and thought, hey, as the World 7 Series started early, I'm sorry, but you missed an awesome display by the Fiji Under-20 football side live on FBC TV. But not to worry. After the break, we'll take a look at Fiji's goals in its historic win over Honduras. Stay with us for more.
Isang mula na mo orang cuma matang ni kon ni rawon ni bibo na matang ke misa lopo. Ni ana di sambulu bidang na sero go di sana ni cuma kira na mo orang cuma. Tu na sile. Ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben. Kelapa. Nama kira ni bibo mataka mo ni kira mo orang buka main ono kena liwa Enabula FM. Ambala.
As mentioned earlier, the Vodafone Fiji football side defeated Honduras 3-0 at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup this afternoon. This is Fiji's first victory at the FIFA World Cup, and it came in dramatic fashion. Telecom Fiji Warriors coach Senirusi Sirvakula is content that every player stood out in the successful tour of South America. The team arrived yesterday after finishing unbeaten in 2 matches against Uruguay and 1 match against the Argentina Pampers. Talendada Kadaka reports.
A triumphant return for the Telecom Fiji Warriors team as they were greeted by family, friends and fans at the Nandi International Airport yesterday. The team pulled off an upset win over the Argentina Pampers as well as 2 victories over Uruguay.
It was a next step for the boys, and they really put their hands up in a lot of competition around the place during training, and it was tough putting the decision who's to play. But everyone put in an effort when they were given a chance to play for their country.
10 players have been selected for the Flying Fijians extended squad to prepare for the Pacific Nations Cup as well as the World Cup.
It's for these guys to expose themselves, gaining a lot of experience and stepping up to the next level, and that is been included in the the Flying Fijian squad.
The players will now return to their respective provincial teams for the 3rd round of the Skipper Cup competition this weekend. Talendada Kadaka, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Skipper Cup match between Nandrunga and Madhuwata will now be played at Subrel Park in Lambasa and not Lawanga Park as earlier scheduled. The match will start at 5 p.m. as the ground will be used for other activities before that. In the feature match of this round, Suva takes on Tailevo at Ratudakambau Park. And you can catch the live commentary of the Suva Nandi match on Bula FM with the voice of rugby, Graham Eden. The Nauru boxing team is in Fiji to prepare for the Pacific Games next month. The 4-member squad is using the National Fitness Center in Suva to train and also gear up to go toe-to-toe with their Fijian counterparts on Saturday. Tsale and Dadakadaka has more.
Nauru has sent over 5 boxers from its Pacific Games squad to train and fight against the national team this weekend. Unlike Fiji, Nauru has enjoyed sending its fighters to overseas competitions. 5 members are currently training in Australia in preparation for the Pacific Games in July.
It's been good. That's the reason we're coming here, to help prepare our boys as well. Because back at home we don't have this kind of facilities. That's why we're here for that reason as well.
Team Fiji has yet to officially announce the final squad for the Pacific Games. The bout against the Nauru fighters this weekend should give selectors a fair idea of who to send to Papua New Guinea.
They're looking forward to it immensely because for the last 3, 4, 5 years we haven't had any international exposure, no international fights. Now we've joined IBA again. We're looking forward to raising the bar and having the boys out and fight in Nauru.
The boxing program between Team Fiji and Nauru will be held on Saturday from 6 p.m. at the National Fitness Center in Suva. Talendada Kadaka, FBC Sports.
The Nandi football side is well aware of what's on offer when they take on Suva in the Rewa Galaxy Premier League this weekend. A win for Nandi will assure the Jet Setters a spot in next year's OFC Champions League and will also end Suva's reign as league title holders. Suva takes on Nandi this Sunday at the NZ Stadium at 3 p.m. In other matches, Lambasa plays Tailebu Naita Siri at Subriel Park at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. Ba hosts Nandronga at 3 p.m. at Govin Park on Sunday, while at the same time Latoka hosts Rewa at Nandi's Prince Charles Park. The top two teams in the league qualify for next season's Champions League. And before I go, a reminder that you can catch a replay of Fiji's historic win over Honduras at the Under-20 World Cup at 10:30 this evening, only on FBC TV. That's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Fiji Airways says it's unable at this stage to comment on cost of repairs and the insurance process involving one of its Airbus planes. A loader backed into the cargo section of the aircraft at Nandi International Airport last month, causing some damage. The aircraft was pulled out of service and sent to Australia for repairs. The airline says the aircraft is now back in service and all its schedules are as per normal. Cloudy periods with some showers were experienced over most of the nation today as a low-pressure trough lying over Fiji is expected to continue to affect the weather into tonight. A high of 26 in Ba today. Expect a low temperature of 19 later tonight. Mostly cloudy in Suva, but maximum temperature reach 30. It will be cool at night with a low of 21. Mostly sunny weather and a high of 32 in Lambasa. Tomorrow's outlook, cloudy periods with some showers over Yasawa and Mamanu, the group, Viti level, Kandavo and western half of Vanua level, fine apart from brief showers elsewhere. And the further outlook, looking ahead to the weekend, we can expect the general trend of cloudy skies and showers in the east and clear weather in the west and moderate to rough seas. And recapping our top stories. The Vodafone Fiji football side created history today by winning their first match at a FIFA event with a 3-0 win against Honduras at the Under-20 World Cup. Former Police Commissioner Sala Teleni is the country's new High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, and police are appealing for information that could help identify a man who could assist in the investigation of the alleged murder of 21-year-old Sala Sudhu in Suva in late April. To our poll question this week, we're asking, should retail opening hours all over Fiji be extended? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.